All right, so you're staring down the PMP exam. We all know it's a beast, right? But what if you had a clear, strategic guide? Something that pulls the absolute best stuff from the PMBOK 6th and 7th editions, plus the Agile Practice Guide. Well, that's exactly what we're doing here. This is all about giving you the clarity and focus you need to not just pass this thing, but to absolutely conquer it. And look, we're not just going to throw a bunch of random facts at you. This is a strategic roadmap. This quote from mentor Manu Sharma really hits the nail on the head. It's about getting a playbook from someone who's been in the trenches, leading and learning for years. We're going to dive deep into the why behind the what. So, who is our guide on this journey? Manu Sharma. We're talking about a senior executive with more than 2 decades of leadership under his belt. And his secret sauce? It's all about systems thinking. And let me tell you, that is precisely the kind of mindset you need to absolutely ace the modern PMP exam. So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll get to know the exam battlefield. Then we'll master the leader's mindset. After that, we'll build your PM toolkit. And finally, we'll put it all together and execute a winning strategy. Let's do it. Okay, Section 1, know the exam battlefield. It's just like it sounds. You have to understand the terrain before you can even think about planning your attack. Now take a look at this breakdown. It's super revealing. You've got process at a whopping 50%. That's the what of project management, the nuts and bolts. But here's the kicker. People are right behind at 42%. That's huge. It's a massive clue that the PMP exam isn't just testing your technical skills. It's testing your leadership skills. And then the last 8% is all about the business environment. So you're going to see a mix of question types, multiple choice, matching, that kind of thing. But here is the most important thing to remember. Almost all the questions are scenario-based. Seriously, forget about just memorizing a bunch of facts. The exam wants to know if you can actually apply what you know in a messy, real-world situation. Right. So if the whole exam is about application, then how exactly should you be thinking? That question brings us perfectly into our second section. Master the leader's mindset. Because really, it's not just about what you know. It's all about how you think. And this right here, this is the aha moment. It perfectly shows the shift. Think about it like this. PMBOK 6 is your detailed playbook. It tells you exactly what to do and when to do it. But PMBOK 7, that's your mindset. It's the core principles that guide how you think and act like a leader. The secret? You absolutely need both to win. So what does this new mindset actually look like in practice? Well, it's all built on 12 core principles. Let's walk through the first 6. We're talking about stewardship, being ethical and responsible. Then there's team, creating a space where people can collaborate. Stakeholders, engaging them early and often. Value, always focusing on delivery. Systems thinking, seeing that big picture, and of course leadership, inspiring and guiding your people. The next 6 principles, these are all about being agile and resilient. It's about tailoring your approach because, hey, one size never fits all. It's about building quality right into the process from day one. It's about taming complexity, managing risk proactively, and being adaptable. And finally, it's not just about dealing with change. It's about leading the transformation. This is that modern, flexible mindset we've been talking about. Okay, you've got the mindset down. Now it's time to build your toolkit. Let's jump into Section 3 and cover the essential processes, frameworks, and techniques you're going to need to actually get the job done. Think of this as your project command center. This comes straight out of PMBOK 6, and it's fundamental. Every single project, I don't care if it's agile or waterfall, goes through this basic flow. Initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, and finally closing. This is the absolute backbone of good project management. And these days, a huge part of your toolkit has to be the agile mindset. This is a massive shift away from that old school thinking of follow the plan no matter what. Instead, it's all about responding to change over following a plan. It's about collaboration, quick iterations, and just being way more flexible. All right, let's talk about one of your most critical tools, the Work Breakdown Structure, or WBS for short. This is how you take a giant, scary project and chop it up into small, manageable pieces. The rule is simple. If you can't break it down, you can't manage it. End of story. Next up in your toolkit, the critical path method. This is your secret weapon for managing your project schedule. It finds the longest string of tasks that absolutely have to be done on time. If any single task on this critical path slips, your entire project deadline slips. There is literally zero wiggle room, zero slack. So, how do you know how you're really doing? That's where Earned Value Management, or EVM, comes in. This is an incredibly powerful tool that brings together your scope, your schedule, and your budget to give you one objective picture of your project's health. Are you on track, ahead, falling behind? EVM is the truth teller. All right, we've got the mindset, we've got the toolkit. Now for the final piece of the puzzle. Let's dive into Section 4, Execute Your Winning Strategy. This is where we get super practical with formulas and tips to help you crush it on exam day. Okay, picture this. Your boss walks up to you and asks the classic question, is your project on budget? Now, you could guess, or you could answer with cold, hard data. And here's that data-driven answer, the Cost Performance Index, or CPI. It's a simple formula, earned value divided by actual cost. And the rule is even simpler. If that number is over 1, you're doing great, you're under budget. If it's under 1, well, you might have some explaining to do. Here's another puzzle project managers face all the time. You add just a few more people to the team. How much more complicated does communication actually get? Well, this simple little formula reveals a pretty shocking truth. Communication complexity doesn't just grow, it grows exponentially. Think about it. With just 10 people, you suddenly have 45 different communication channels to manage. 45? This is exactly why a rock-solid communication plan isn't just a nice-to-have. It's an absolute must-have. So what's the actual recipe for success here? It's all about consistency. A couple of focused hours of study every day, taking mock exams to build up that mental stamina, using flashcards for key terms and formulas, and, this is a big one, active recall. That means you have to test yourself, not just reread your notes. And finally, find a study group. Talking through these concepts with other people really makes them stick. Okay, as you get closer and closer to exam day, this is your final pre-flight checklist. Make sure you know your formulas and, more importantly, when to use them. Get really clear on the differences between predictive, agile, and hybrid. Know the key roles like PM, Scrum Master, and Product Owner inside and out. And keep practicing those scenarios. Oh, and don't forget the PMI Code of Ethics. It's often the key to figuring out the best answer in those tricky questions. So I'll leave you with this one thought. The PMP journey, yeah, it's tough. No doubt about it. But with the right strategy, the right mindset, you can absolutely do this. Remember, this is more than just a piece of paper. It's about becoming the kind of leader who can take an idea and make it real. The world really does need great project managers. The only question left is, will you be one of them?